Morning all, Angus Campbell here. It's Tuesday, the, 20th August? Something like that. 2024. Right, next morning, after the previous video where we're concentrating on exhaust and other bits, and back on the bonnet. And we need to crack on then with painting these last few parts up so we can then mount the footrest and also get the silencers on. Day's not too bad, pretty warm, a little breeze, so good drying day. So I've just got a bit more dressing to do to clean these up and degrease them, and then we'll get some paint on them. Right, the rear footrest part's cleaned up fine on the wire wheel. So I've got primer undercoat on, also on the stubs as well. Beginning to paint those up in silver, and of course these will be black. I've had to move inside because it's threatening with rain outside, so these are going to take a little while to dry. So it's got to be patient as always with paint. Just leave them alone. So we'll focus on to something else. So we know from the last video we've got the wiring on these to sort out. But I really do want to start making a bit more of a conscious effort to get started on this wiring harness. And the first thing is that I'm going to take it all off and start again, because I need to feed it through this hole here, which is why this rubber's on here, to sit in there. And the best way to do that is not trying to thread all that lot that goes at the front through it, but this lot at the back, there's not so much of it. So I'm going to have to, I've already taken off the connectors for the rectifier. That was easier, but I've got to do the Zener down there, and then I've got to take off the earth onto the motor as well, and then we'll thread it through there, and then we'll get started properly, and then thread it into the headlight. So we'll take the front of the headlight off as well. So let's get on with doing a bit of that. And yeah, I've just been putting it off really, but we need to get on with it because it's quite a big job. Hurrah! Well, it might not look much, but about an hour of work in getting this harness in properly. So of course, that's the challenge, getting it all through there. And so as I said I was going to do, I took the whole lot off. I've done some connecting up at the back end here on the rectifier and the Zener, but I took all that off, took it all out, and threaded it through here from the back end through this side. And the other thing I had to take off as well was the earth for the engine. Anyway, managed to do that first, and then managed to get this lot through the one hole with its grommet, you can see just down there, ready to go in. The other two holes are for the wires that come in from the handlebar switches. Right, so I then took it all the way back, threaded it through here, and then realised that I needed to go over the top of the horn mounting here rather than underneath it. By this time I'd already reattached the earth wire to the engine, so I brought all the back end back, threaded it up through here and over the horn, and then realised that the earthing strap for the engine was still underneath because I hadn't unstrapped it, unbolted it. So unbolt that, put that back through over the top, rebolt that, rethread this lot at the back. I've got the Zener back on. Obviously I had to take the side panel and air filter cover off to get at the Zener. That's all back on. The reason I had to take the Zener off is because the earth wire's on its stud. And there we are, we're there. So a bit frustrating at times, and I've certainly learned how to to thread a T140 wiring harness. The other thing I realised as well in doing this is, let me come around the other side, is that the harness splits round about the back of the spine. There it is, and it splits underneath here. And originally I had both parts coming through this side, but I realised in an epiphany that maybe one comes the other way, where it splits, which makes a lot more sense, because on this side you've got the Zener connections, and with the harness now installed properly along the spine, if I'd have routed, you know, this spur here the other side as I did it originally, the wires wouldn't have reached the Zener. So there's a bit of an epiphany. Now the next thing is that with this gaggle here, mainly of which is rectifier and one coil, you notice it's got a little grommet on here. Well, I believe that grommet goes in there, which implies then that it comes up from the underside, which makes sense. But then it probably goes behind the battery carrier mount in here, so that needs to be threaded through around the other side, out there, up through here, and then connected up. And that makes a lot more sense as well. However, if you look at the similar wire on the other side, i.e. coil and in this case battery, there's another grommet there, which luckily we've kept because they haven't provided one on this side. And we've still got the issue where on this side you've got the connections here for the rear brake light switch, which is on the right hand side. But I think what we'll do with that is we'll just do an extension wire. There might have been an extension wire originally. Yeah, well, I'm wondering, it might just reach, you know, that if we thread it down through there, that might just do it. Can't really do it one-handed. Ooh. Come on, where are you? You must be there somewhere. Sorry about the the quality of the vid. I'm sort of working hot here. I think that might work. So actually, if that goes across behind the battery carrier here, what have we got here? Well, that's a live wire. And that's brown and green. Oh, this is for the flasher unit, which is down there somewhere. Right, okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Right, enough rambling. What's next? Right, I've got to go run a couple of errands, but these are coming on nicely. Another coat of undercoat, and now onto the final silver coat on the stubs. So hopefully later today we can get the silence mounted up, and then we'll call it a day for this video. And then in the next one we can start thinking about getting all those connectors sorted out, because some of them are wrong. Just to give you the reason why. So here's a brand new left-hand handlebar switch cluster, all bullets, which is correct. What have they given us? Well, there we go. What are we looking at? Yeah, it's this lot. They're giving us that. So we'll chop all those off. We've got a few to do here. We've got the old soldering iron ready, and we'll have a session, maybe tonight, of doing a bit of soldering. Right, I'll go run some errands, be back later. Mid-afternoon now and the sun's out, and still a little breezy, so actually pretty good drying weather anyway. Here's the painting stairway, and rear footrest just about done. Just started on the front right footrest. Now I've finished dressing that, and hopefully we'll get these finished today and we can leave them overnight to harden before we install them. But as always, the key thing is not to rush too much even though the sun's out. Right, a couple of hours later in the afternoon, and painting done and touch dry, so now we'll just let it harden off overnight and we can crack on. However, obviously, in the meantime, I just couldn't resist putting the silencers onto the pipes, because the pipes are firm. So there we are, and offering up the mounting plates for the silencers too. So pretty good progress really. I'm chuffed with myself for sorting this damn wiring harness routing, if you like. I've also got the horn on the front with new grommets, rubber grommets. But yeah, pleased with the wiring harness. I mean, there's some work to do at the front here, but it's nothing we haven't done before. We built whole harnesses we had to split two and build one from two for the Fury, so this is nothing in comparison to that really. Any other observations? Oh yeah, so this is a brand new left-hand handlebar switch cluster. It's from Sparks, and compared to the originals, it's just lightweight. It's very light, thin alloy, and also even the mounting screws are nowhere near the gauge of what they used to be originally. So you know, just more pattern stuff that's not such good quality. It seems to be all right, but to be honest, you know, the way the switchgear feels, especially indicators, it's all a bit bloody vague. You know, it's not nice and clicky. So we'll see how we get on with that. Yeah, I think that is it for now. Right, I'll stop rumbling on. I'm going to leave it there, and we'll come back another day to finish off the silencers and do a bit more work on the wiring. Oh yeah, somebody just commented actually about the fact that they don't mind these spades, etc. And this is obviously more modern junction box stuff. Well, yeah, true it is. But when the other end's like that, then you've got to do something. And to be honest, I've never had problems with bullets and if you're soldering properly. So where I don't need to change any of the spades, i.e. for the main light switch at the top here, then we'll leave them there, and also the ones that are already on the warning lamp holders, we'll leave those there. But the other, and that's the pilot light and headlight, so that's fine. But some of these, especially those two, they're going to go and be replaced with bullets, and that one there as well. I did remember what that was earlier on. Oh, there's also a junction box here for, I think it's that one, for the ignition switch, which is on the outside here. So that'll have to go back out. Anyway, enough rambling. We'll get in there. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Thanks for your interest and your comments and subscriptions. I'll see you all again soon. Cheers, everyone. Bye-bye.